We hope you enjoy The Magicians, The Rise of the Ghost, a novelette by Rachel Lawson. Somewhere in England, on the old estate of a long-dead and nearly forgotten Earl of Essex, during a temporary amateur archaeological dig, we found something in Trench 2, Dr. Alexander. It's what we expected. Amateur archaeologist Ken Harley said to the head archaeologist, Dr. Stella Alexander. They dashed to the trench. "Where is the artifact?" asked Stella excitedly. "Over there. Charlie's cleaning it," said another archaeologist who was still digging in the trench. "Okay," said Stella. Then she and Ken went to the tent, which they used as a lab. It was a hot summer's day, so Stella enjoyed getting out of the sun. It took a moment for her eyes to adjust to the light changing to the darkness of the tent. She saw Charlie standing in the corner of the tent, evidently cleaning something. She walked over to Charlie. Ken followed her. "Hi, Dr. Alexander." "Ken, next," said Charlie. "How is it?" asked Stella. "Better than I expected," said Charlie, showing them the artifact. It was a matte black modified dueling pistol. It was caked in dirt. "It looks amazing," said Stella. "How did you know where it was?" asked Ken. "Metal detector," lied Stella. "How did you know we were looking for a gun anyway?" said Ken. "I read about the ghost's gun being buried near here by his family," lied Stella. "It is really well made," said Ken. "The ghost was the best blacksmith in Essex in his time," Stella said. She knew everything about the ghost. She'd written a book about him and practically worshipped him. "Here, hold it," said Charlie, who knew she was a fan of the ghost. Stella took the gun in her hands and felt something strange happen she couldn't explain. It was like a spark, and she saw what she could only think was a vision of the Renaissance highwayman, the ghost. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, a man, another magician, awoke from a spell and was consumed by the soul of the ghost. His sleeping soul had awoke. A moment later, a swirling wormhole appeared in the tent. Stella walked into it, leaving her confused, spooked colleagues behind, never to see them again. On the other side of the wormhole, she met a man. "Thanks, Uncle Temp," she said, hugging the man, her great-great-uncle. "You're welcome, Stella," said her Uncle Tempest, the timekeeper. "I really wanted to get this before it was stolen and destroyed by activists. It is a treasure," said Stella. "Yes," said Tempest. "I saw him when I first touched his gun," said Stella. "You did," said Tempest, as if he knew something he didn't want to tell her. "What is it?" she asked. "Nothing," said Tempest, lying. "It's time you return to your own time now," said Tempest. "Okay, but hide it close. Guns are illegal in your time, and the police will destroy it if they find it," said Tempest. "I will," said Stella. "Take the portal over there to get home," said Tempest, pointing at a vortex. She took it and appeared in the street 26 years after the excavation in Melbourne, Australia, near her home. She hid the gun under her trench coat and walked home. Later that week, Stella went to a masked ball for a forum run by her father, Prince Jasper's best friend, as a member of the imperial family of the universe. The celestial emperor Sephiroth hugged her when he saw her. He was her few times great-great-grandfather. "Hello, Gramps," she said to him. "How is the ball going?" asked Stella. "Good, but Aureus is late. He should be here for this as the local system's emperor. Your dad's been covering for him." "I wonder where he is," said Sephiroth. In walked a man, dressed as the ghost. Stella looked awkwardly at him. "Excuse me, Gramps. I have to talk to someone," said Stella. "Okay, have a good night, Stella," said the celestial emperor. She walked over to the ghost. "What are you doing?" said Stella. "I'm coming to the masked ball in style," said the ghost. "In style? What are you gonna do, rob it?" said Stella. "Rob it?" said the ghost, offended. "Why are you dressed as the ghost?" asked Stella. "I was hoping to see Rogue Star," said the ghost. Rogue Star was Stella's secret name as a local superhero. No one knew who she was. "Why?" asked Stella, frowning. "Do I need a reason?" said the ghost. "Nice outfit, Aureus," said a voice behind them. "Hi, am I that obvious?" said the ghost. "Actually, yes," said Stella. "Well, I had to try. I wanted to meet Rogue Star," said Aureus. "Face it, she's out of your league," said the person behind them, Jasper, her father. "I am not the masked chicken now," said Aureus, who had been a fool for most of his life. He had been known as a fool. He had been known as the masked chicken. He had indeed changed the man who woke up to be Aureus, the ghost. His sleeping soul, awakening, turned the hopeless, helpless fool into a normal person. But his reputation stuck. "We know it," said Stella, "but you are no ghost. He is charming and amazing. You are just you." Aureus looked sad that even the girl who loved the ghost wasn't mildly impressed by the outfit. "Well, I could be him. He is very mysterious," said Aureus. "He's dead. You are the ghost. You can't be dead. Remember, the last emperor of the solar system lost his job because he was dead," said Stella. Jasper looked strangely at Sapphirus awkwardly for some unknown reason, known only to him and Sapphirus, who grimaced. "He wasn't dead. He was just the king of the Grim Reapers," said Aureus. "I wonder what happened to him," said Stella. "I don't know. Search me," said Sapphirus. Up to them walked to the walk Stella's grandfather, Lakelandite, the new king of the Grim Reapers. "Are you hiding someone, Gramps?" said Lakelandite, said his grandfather. "No." "Go kill somebody, you psychopath," grumbled back Sapphirus. "Gramps," moaned Lakelandite. Later on the police crime scene, Stella was hovering around in the masked costume of Rogue Star with her father in his guise as the Necroman, Tor, the King of Doom. As they did, often as assistants of the police. On the scene wandered the superhero, the ghost. Rogue's heart raced, but she kept in control. He had come to help too, it seemed. He was evidently a magician himself, as he was like them, ageless and forever young and solid. "Hi, Ghost," said the Necroman Tor. "Good to see you." "You too, Doom," said the ghost. "Hello," was all Rogue could force herself to say. She found it hard speaking around the ghost. "Hello, fair lady," said the ghost, who had no problem with speaking. Rogue felt funny about feeling like she did around the ghost. She wondered who he was and whether she knew him. A policeman walked up to them. "Thanks for coming," he said to them. He was a magician too. He was the Red Fox. "It is always good having a little help from my friends. Come with me, the coroner wants to see us." They walked over to the body of a dead man. The coroner was examining a bullet hole in his chest. "Hello, Dante," said the ghost. "Hi, Ghost, Doom, Rogue. What do you think of the scene?" asked Dr. Dante Drac, with a voice that sounded older than his body. He was another one of them too, a magician. "It's good," said Rogue, not sure what to say. "The man was shot from over there," said Dante. "How do we know?" asked the fox. "I was on the scene," said Dante in a matter-of-fact tone. "Why didn't you seize him?" asked Rogue. "I was busy," said Dante. "Busy," said the fox, puzzled. "I had to take the soul in for processing," Dante said. "He's a reaper," said Doom, who'd seen him many times in the afterlife realm. "Oh, okay. Can you ID the killer?" said the fox. "Yes," said Dante. "Seems like we weren't needed here, after all," the ghost said. Rogue didn't see it that way. She got to meet the ghost again, so it wasn't a waste of time. The ghost waved, bade them goodbye, and left again. Rogue felt dead inside. She missed him. She teleported home to be greeted by her housemate, her cat. "I wonder where he goes, Tom," said Stella to the cat as she unmasked. Elsewhere, Aureus awoke from a blackout in a street, flustered and confused where he had been and what he had been doing for the last hour. He rushed home to his housemate, scared and confused. When he got there, he spoke to his housemate. He was a goldfish called Phineas Fish. "This is getting serious, Finn. These blackouts are getting worse," Aureus said to the fish, who happily swam on, oblivious to Aureus's plight. Later that week, Aureus met Stella again on a crime scene, this time as Aureus's alter ego, the Rose. Aureus was obviously in love with Rogue. She knew him as her father's best friend, so she wasn't interested in him. And as they say, familiarity breeds contempt. It did with Stella. She could not see him as anything but a friend and a bit of a stalker of her as Rogue Star. Truth was, she only had eyes for the ghost. With them was the King of Doom and the King of the Earth, Sapphirus in disguise. This time Sapphirus was looking at the body, acting as coroner's assistant to Dante, who was surprised how right Sapphirus was about the diagnosis of the death of the victim. "Rogue," said Aureus. "Yes," said Stella nervously, not wanting to encourage her suitor. "Why do you hide your true identity from us?" asked Aureus. "You know you can trust us with your secret." "I'm afraid if I do come out to the public, I will have problems, as I am neither human nor totally magician. I am part Xeracian. People would treat me like a monster if they knew me," said Rogue, who looked like a human with gray skin. "That's nothing to be ashamed of. I was an idiot who thought he was a hero. Everyone had to save me, said the Rose, ashamed. Your heart was in the right place, said Rogue, smiling behind her mask, trying to make him feel better. How do you know so much about the cause of death of the victim? Dante asked Sapphirus. I'm over 200. You learn a few things over the years, said Sapphirus, who, like all adult magicians, only looked 25. Dante was suspicious, but he let it ride. You're kidding us. You don't look that old, said a policeman near them, who was watching them diagnose the victim. My people can live forever. We can only die if we are hurt. My grandson Blake, you remember him, Dr. Alexander, the coroner. He was over 1,000 before he disappeared, said Sapphirus. You mean the guy who disappeared because he was accused of murder, said the policeman. He was cleared, said Sapphirus. Then why didn't he come back, asked the policeman. He said he moved on, said Doom, who loved his granddad. He added, people are allowed to move on, aren't they? Yeah, I suppose, the policeman said. Sapphirus smiled. You know you can use an appearance charm spell to make you look human. All the magicians do. It will make you look more human, said Aureus. I may try that, said Rogue, who used the spell to change her hair from silver gray to black and her skin to a more human tone like Stella's. I have a friend who is a half-gray ex-Eurasian alien, half-magician. She uses the charm. She looks very human, said Aureus. Doom smiled, as if he knew something he wasn't telling. He in fact knew his daughter's secret, but he didn't know who the ghost was, or he would have said something. He was not against his daughter and the ghost, or even the Rose Aureus, or anyone she liked being together with her. He knew she was not interested in his friend, so he knew Aureus's was a lost case. She's in love with somebody else, said Jasper. Knowing Aureus was in love with Rogue, a blind leper could tell the Rose loved her, but thought nothing of Stella. Her interest in the ghost was all-consuming. She saw Aureus as an admirer, nothing serious. Who is it? Aureus demanded. You mean you don't know? Said a policeman nearby. No, who is he? Asked Aureus. The ghost, said Jasper. I'm so sorry, my friend. What? He's dead, said Aureus. Aureus, bursting into tears, stomped off. When Stella got home, she found a tear-stained Aureus sitting on her doorstep and her neighbor mowing their lawn to keep an eye on the suspicious guest. They walked up to Stella and said the masked man had been there for a while and they had called the police. Thank you, Terry, said Stella. You're welcome. Stay away from him. He looks dangerous, said Terry. It's all right. He's a friend, said Stella. Terry wondered what sort of a person befriended masked men. Okay, said Terry, who continued mowing as he wondered who and what his neighbor was. Stella wandered over to the masked man. Hi, Aureus. Are you all right? Come inside. I'll get you a drink, Stella told him, helping him up. Thank you, said Aureus. She unlocked the door and let him in, feeling guilty for his misery. Rogue Star, said Aureus, choking on his tears. It's all right. I'll get you a coffee. Sit on the couch, she said, and walked off to get coffee. Thank you, Stella. You are a good friend, he called in the kitchen as he sat on the couch. She returned with 2 coffees. She put one on the coffee table in front of Aureus, and the other she held and sat on a chair nearby. Is Rogue Star all right? Asked Stella. She's in love with a ghost, said Aureus. Oh no, said Stella, being sympathetic. She already knew it. Are you all right? No, I don't know how I will take it in my fragile state, said Aureus. Fragile? Said Stella, worried. I am having blackouts, and I am waking from them in strange places. I seem to be traveling and doing things when I am in blackouts, admitted Aureus, who was beside himself. I don't know what I do during them. I fear for Rogue's safety. That is bad. You do know I'm a doctor of archaeology, not medicine, she said. Yes, I needed to talk to a friend, said Aureus. Yes, you did right, Aureus, said Stella. This can't get out, I'll be deposed, said Aureus. Yes, I won't tell anyone, she said. I feel as if I am living 2 lives, said Aureus. I didn't want to go to the masked ball as the ghost. I woke up from a blackout, walking into the room you were in, dressed like that. It wasn't the only time I found myself dressed as him. I feel like I'm possessed. Then the penny dropped to Stella. He was not jealous or sad she liked someone else. He feared the ghost. He feared he may hurt Rogue Star when he was in a blackout. She didn't know what to do or say. I was surprised no one recognized the ghost at the party when I realized who he was, said Arius. It's the way you stand and walk and your eyes. We know you. He looks and moves differently, she said. I think we should tell my dad. He might know what to do. Yes, he can help, said Arius. Dad, we need your help, called Stella. Out of thin air appeared Jasper. What's wrong? Asked Jasper, seeing his crying friend. You know who the ghost is? Said Stella. What? Jasper said, looking from Stella to Arius. Why do you two need help? I thought you'd be happy, said Jasper. I think I'm possessed, said Arius. Possessed? Said Jasper. Yes, what should we do? Asked Stella. There is only one person who can help us, Rogue, Jasper said, thinking Arius knew who she was. Rogue? Said Arius, puzzled. Why didn't you tell me who you were, Stella? I didn't think it would help, said Stella. Who can help? Your predecessor, the last emperor of the solar system, Blake Alexander. He was the last king of the Grim Reapers too, said Jasper. He's in hiding. Do you know where he is? Said Stella. Jasper grimaced, then said, He won't be happy. Why? Asked Arius. Gramps, we need your help, said Jasper. Out of thin air appeared the most unexpected person. You, said Arius, in disbelief, seeing the person who arrived. What do you want, boy? Grumbled the annoyed former emperor. Why are you hiding? Said Stella. Obvious. They'll depose me again, moaned Sapphirus, shaking his head. Yes, agreed Arius. Blake was deposed from his job as a dead man, him being a Grim Reaper. What do you want? Blake moaned. You know the ghost? Said Jasper. Who doesn't? Said Blake. He's possessing Arius, said Jasper. Blake looked at Arius. No, he's not, said Blake. He is. I black out and keep appearing dressed as him, said Arius. Very possible, said Blake. Then you believe me? Said Arius. You aren't possessed, said Blake. What? Said Arius. Then what is happening if he's not possessed? Jasper asked. He is not possessed, he is him, Blake said. I am the ghost? Said Arius, his eyes widening. Yes, said Blake. Have you heard of reincarnation? Of course, the spirit lives many lives. Your ex-wife. Or is she your wife now? She was reincarnated, said Arius. Yes, said Blake. How can he be back? Asked Arius. He awoke from his sleep, said Blake. Do any of you know anything that could have awoken him? Wait a minute, Stella said, ran off and searched her bedroom for something. She returned with something in a box. What is it? Jasper asked. She opened the box. It was the ghost's gun. When I first touched, I felt something funny and I saw him, said Stella. Blake smiled. That's it, said Blake. It contains part of his soul. It woke him up. Oh, it's Hawk, trucks or something, said Arius. That's Harry Potter. This is real life, said Blake. Where did you find it? 26 years ago in Essex, England. I excavated it, said Stella. You are old enough to have done that, said her father. Did you get help going there? Asked Blake, figuring out what happened. Yes. I heard a voice call me to go into a portal to get the lost gun of the ghost. I found a man there. He said he was said Stella, who was interrupted by Blake, who said, Tempest, he did this. He was using your interest in the ghost to wake him up. Should I ignore him? Asked Stella. No, he helps us when he's not watching or using us, Blake said. Can we put the ghost to sleep? Asked Arius. Not without you reverting to the masked chicken and your empire falling. I believe that was why Tempest wanted to wake up the ghost. He is helping you. How making me Jekyll and Hyde? Asked Arius. I believe it was 26 years ago was when you lost the masked chicken. The ghost is the soul of the rose, said Blake. The rose had indeed woken up when the gun was touched. It put the chicken to sleep, never to return. They had to live with the ghost. Stella and Arius did marry and live together, happily ever after.
What are you doing? Why are you dressed as the ghost?
Can't you see me? Beyond the echoes of the past, why are you blind to my love? Will you ever see me, the true me? I'm a ghost, I'm not ghosting you. I am here, although you don't see me. I am here, but you can't hear me. All you see is another, the man with my face and form. I am the one who truly loves you, but you see me as only a friend. I'm not ghosting you, I am here, although you don't see me. I am here, but you can't hear me. All you see and form, they form.
But you are no ghost. He is charming and amazing. You are just you.
I could be him. He is very mysterious.